Welcome to the Unit 3.2 module, in which we will begin developing our technical definition and description assignment. This is the second largest weighted assignment in our semester at 15%. So Major Assignment 3 is an assignment that you do not want to wait to get started on. We want to get moving on this assignment and go through the writing process. It's also, as you have noted from the chapter reading in the assignment sheet, that it's an assignment in a paper that should be developed in sections. And the format of this paper is report format. So be sure you see the format instructions all the way at the bottom of the assignment sheet. But after going through Unit 3.1 and doing the practice technical definition and description, you should be prepared to go ahead developing your paper about the mechanism that you have chosen. Be sure to email me if you have any questions about your topic. And the focus of this module is page design. This may be something very new to you, but part of technical communication is designing pages so that they are usable and accessible for the audience. And that means they're easy to use and they can get something done with it. And in this module, I mentioned manuals as an example of page design. And actually, manuals are very similar to Major Assignment 3. I kind of like to call this a mini manual. And if you think of manuals, or really any publication, think of your textbooks as well that you may have had to purchase, or even our online textbook. Sections of documents are delineated by headings, bold-faced items that announce the sections of your document. And as shown on the outline, and I have to look, the sections in this document are audience and purpose, definition and function, overview, components and explanations, and then conclusion. So for the first section, you should use what you did in the work with audience analysis from the last module to write a few paragraphs in that section and have a level 1 heading for audience and purpose. Then definition and function. Note that the text says headings should not appear one right after the other on a page. They need some text in between them. So if you note on the outline example I have at the bottom of this module, level 2 headings in this section would be what is it, what does it do, and what is its purpose. And so after the level 1 definition and function heading, you should write a brief introductory paragraph that just establishes the purpose and briefly previews the material to come. And this is not your typical academic introduction paragraph with thesis. We want to briefly establish our purpose and preview the information that's to come. The same idea applies to Section 3 overview and can also extend to Section 4 components and explanations. And then conclusion will be a paragraph or two where you wrap up the definition and description by reminding the reader what they have learned, and then offer any warnings or cautions. And you can include one operational cycle, how you basically use this mechanism in that conclusion. And so The only caveat I have said is that in some instances, some people may want to combine sections 3 and 4. Now, this is a very important comment that I want to close with about Major Assignment 3. There are some things about your product that cannot be said in a different way than they are on the internet or a product description page or something like that. I recommend that you physically examine the item and try to describe it in your own words, but as well searching the web for pictures and diagrams of your item, as is mentioned in the page design materials, will be very helpful. And names of parts are what they are. You can't call them something else or reword them. So when it comes to gleaning information from the internet about your product, I recommend that you read and learn in a similar fashion to how we did Major Assignment 1, and take notes on the material and try to construct the entire description in your own words, even when referring to parts. If you must borrow the exact language from a website on this assignment, you must precede that information with a signal phrase indicating where that information and exact word or paraphrase came from. And then as well, make sure you note my instructions for labeling your visuals as figures in the technical description. Sorry I went a little long in this video, but the module does close with a quick grammar lesson and a quiz that will cover some of what was in 3.1 and then the new ideas in 3.2. So you might want to try the quiz earlier in the week just to see how you do, so you could retake it multiple times before Sunday. And so with that, I will close, and make sure that you email me any questions that you have about this more involved project.